Whether you say false eye, impurities of the mind, wrong notion, delusion, that is why we need a discernment. We have a mixed identity. We are confused. When we are confused, we are not grateful to the existence who has given us a sense of freedom. You need not to control your breathing, we will do it. You need not to digest the food, we will do it. They have given us the five sense organ to be a witness of the world, but what we do, instead of being a witness to the world outside, we get carried away, we are attracted, we are attached, we start non thinking, we have a desire, we have an expectation. Gone. Many people say they are self made man. Really? Are you a self made man? So one became a billionaire and he went to the God. You see that I earn $1 billion. I'm a self made man. So God said, okay, no worries. So I have given you five sense organs? Yes. I have given you mind? Yes. I have given you intellect? Yes. Knowledge is already present in the existence? Yes. Give me all these things and you earn $1 billion. Let me see. We are not grateful. We are not humble. We are not aware. It is here and now I'm able to speak because the existence helps me to breathe, to live consciously. I'm not aware. So when I'm not aware, that is delusion, that is impurities of the mind, that is false sight. Simple. Now in the higher journey, everything becomes simpler and simpler. So I am not only aware of the body when I wake up in the morning, but also the mind, not only the intellect, but I'm also aware. I'm part of the existence. I am one with the existence. I break these limitations. Limitations is nothing but the false I, another name. But when we want to understand, we have to understand separately what is false I, what is the impurities of the mind, what is confusion, what is delusion, etc., etc. But in a higher journey, we understand, oh, this is what you're talking, masters are talking, whether you're talking of Maya, illusion, delusion, impurities of the mind, false I, same thing. Look at it. So, after understanding, knowledge in the intellect is realized in the mind goes through the five sense organs. I cannot exist without water, I cannot move without space, I cannot digest the food without fire. My goodness. Existence is supporting me, helping me at every moment, even when I'm sleeping. And I'm not grateful. Being grateful is opposite to false sight. Impurities of the mind is blocking me to realize what I am. And this false I do not exist. It is just it it is a it is taking all its identification from the body, from the five sense organs, from the mind, confused mind. That false I do not exist. But still I force it to exist. I'm a self-made man. I know it. You're a self-made man. Ha ha, see that. No, I told you that every week LinkedIn, couple of people contact me. Yesterday, this young guy, he's only 40. He said, I said, how long you have been coaching the coaches? He said, I coach the coaches. I said, tell me the five common points of all the coaches. And then you have written that you help the coaches to earn $50,000 a month. Are you earning? Give me your testimonial before you ask me any question. You're only 40 years old. Yeah, you can do it, but I want to know. And then he spoke for 5 minutes how stressed he was, how he was divorced, how he has to leave two kids. And I said, now are you happy? Now? You're telling me the story of the past? Are you happy now? Do you have a peace of mind? Before you coach me how to earn $50,000 a month. So I told him, my dear friend, those people who talk of stress and suffering in their life number one, to claim now they have earned millions and they are happy, they are not happy. And this is going to cause deeper problems in your future life. Why should I talk of? I'm not worthy of suffering. Finished. When I felt that I was worthy of suffering, it was due to ignorance. Why should I talk about this? Why shouldn't I talk about peace and happiness, love and wisdom? I told him that you are not worthy to talk about peace and happiness. You are only worthy of talking to help others how much they can earn. I'm not interested. You are making a wrong promise. Why? Because your intention coming from the false eye. Another part that's very important, that once I realize it is all the existence is working in and through the body, five senses, mind, intellect. So I realize in deep inside that I is a false I. What should I do then? Should I not? Should I not do my business? Don't worry, your business will excel. It was the false I creating a false promise. In this project, I will get $1 million. You get only $100,000. For $900,000, the false I makes you suffer. You do your work, make a plan, make a project. Remove the false I, do your work. So, whatever comes, you will accept. You were not frustrated. Impurities of the mind is not there. The real self will manifest in your thought, in your speech, in your action. You false I was helping you to earn $1 million. False I is already limited, it does not exist. Now existence is helping you. If you say the false I is so small, existence is so vast. It is always helping you to live your life, to work, to think, and to speak and to act. Buddha did not earn any money to build such a big monasteries. Look at it. Practical example. The guy who built a ashram for my master, he requested, he pleaded that we have 20 rooms. Why don't we put these rooms on rent to get some money? Businessman has to think in that way. My master said, It's okay. Tomorrow I will move to a cottage near Ganges River. I'm not living in this. It happened in front of me, and I said, What this crazy master is. I was also started thinking, I was very young. I said, No, this is logical. And then the master said, What is logical in the material world is not true. May be true, may not be true. We have to examine that. Then he has this guy, Did you build this ashram for me or for you? He said, This is nonsense. My master, how can I say? He's wrong. But then he spoke again and he was right. He said, I was living in such a humble cottage and I was happy. You build this ashram for yourself to stay there comfortably. It is not for me. And he is right. He is right. And it blows your mind. And I said, Now, Master, you are right. I laughed and looked at him and I said, I was struggling how to say you are right or wrong, but now you are 100% right. You don't need anything. You never cared. But what did you care? You always cared the existence. I still remember those events and what he spoke to different people, and I said, He is right. He is right. So, the entire journey of the Eastern wisdom is to reveal the knowledge by understanding who am I. So now this false I is gone. We have already understood I cannot survive without this existence. And this existence is nothing but the consciousness. Consciousness is nothing but the knowledge. And that knowledge and existence is nothing but the bliss here and now. Now I am all pervading. Now I am limitless. Now I am infinity. I removed the curtain of false I created by the notion that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect, etc., etc. I am the rich, I am the poor, I am white or black, I am male, and all those wrong notions are gone. So again, whether I say ignorance is blocking me, I'm right. Rightly under false I is blocking me, I'm right. Impurities of the mind is blocking me, I'm right. Delusion, yes. See that. It is not that, I did a lot of breathing and the mantra and then I feel that I'm infinite. I'm infinite all the time. What is blocking me is my own ignorance, created either by the false I or it is Maya or it's a delusion or it's impurities, whatever you want to say. What we are doing is what we are understanding, that we move from the ignorance to the wisdom, we move from the false eye to the real eye. Look at it. That is the journey, and that results in what we say, use the word awakening or realization. When the false eye is not there, you know you are all pervading. You know only the consciousness is true. Because everywhere in the world we find matter or a mixture. When you say he, she is, or he is my honey, you are looking at the body and identifying with the body. Then only you can claim he or she is your honey. He or she is your daughter or son. Here is the money. I have 1,000,000. It's all matter. Matter with a different color, shapes, shade. The moment your mind perceives, mind can only perceive when it is pure, when it is devoid of false eye. Then you are aware. Existence is here and now. It is a realization all waves are water, including this false eye. Water is infinite. What is natural? When that happens, mind merges. False eye is mind. Another word. False eye is mind. Impurities of the mind is false eye. Delusion is mind. So let us go to the other aspect of it. That's very interesting. मन माया एक है, माया मन ही समाय. Kabir. Mind and the Maya are one. Maya merges into the mind. Waves merges into the water. This name and the form merges into unknown to me, but I name it death. Name and the form, wave. I falsely name it as death. I don't know, but I say it's a birth and the death. My birth is 29 December, say, take an example, 1959. But I lived for 9 months in the womb of my mother. Why don't you add this? You are wrong. Society lives unconsciously. Society lives for the sake of convenience. I lived for 9 months in my womb of my mother. Why don't you add this? And before that, I don't know. So when I don't know, I say that, this is the only truth. I don't know, so I create a wall. Ignorance. After death, I create a wall of ignorance. I don't know, so it is birth. I don't know, it is death. So Kabir says, Maya, man Maya, ek hai, Maya, man hi samai. The mind merges into, no, the Maya, the illusion merges into the mind. Second line of this poetry gives us everything. Man Maya ek hai, Maya man hi samai. Teen lok sanshay pada. All the three words are confused. Teen lok sanshay pada, kahe kahun samujhaye. How I should make myself understand that this real self is here and now. How I should make myself understand. Man Maya ek hai. Maya. What is Maya? That I am speaking and you are listening, that is also Maya. Because my mind says we are two, this is Maya.
Yeah, wrong notion.
Wrong notion. But I have to
Nas-
keep this wrong
Nas-
notion as long as we reach to the state. We have to remove the rest of the wrong notions. Otherwise, I
but
cannot learn. But we have to maintain that awareness that this duality has to go. But before that, whatever the dualities I have created must go. What the dualities I have created? I look black, you look white, you are male, I'm female, you are rich, I'm poor, and long list. Man Maya ek hai, Maya man hi samaya. You are husband and I'm wife, you are son. I have created this duality. Existence has created the duality that you are A, I'm B. This comes from the existence. So we keep the duality created by the existence. It does not cause any problem to me. There are 5 elements. It does not cause any problem to me. See, this nobody is going to teach you. It's a very subtle principle. But the dualities that I have created through my mind creates a false I. I have to drop that. That causes the impurity. That causes the delusion. Are you getting it? I believe so.
real self in you and real self in me, it is the one, it is not change. But outside it looks that you are speaking, I'm listening.
Yes, outside it appears. It appears. So appearance is not the truth. And I can live into that one unitary consciousness. It's not a problem. Where lies the problem? Maya. False I, impurities of the mind, delusion, wrong notion. You can say anything. You can say anything. Listening for 26 years, and I saw that the mind has changed because it contains that right knowledge. Mind absorbs that. That is why Kabir says, Man Maya ek hai, Maya man hi samay, teen lok sanshay pada, kahe kahun samujhaye. How to make the people understand this is all Maya. Just wait, see, check. Maya merges into the mind and you are there. Beda dino khet ko, beda khet hi kai. So what Maya does? You do the fencing on an agricultural field. And in old days, the fencing was done by different kinds of a tree, they go up and create a barrier. So Kabir Das uses that example. So you have created a fencing with those trees, and after a few years you find all those trees are not only present in the fencing, but it has covered the entire agricultural field. You cannot grow any crop because you have not taken care of that. So, that fencing is the duality that you see while learning that one is teacher and one is student. But don't allow it to enter into the field and cover the entire ground because of your false eye. You will never be able to achieve. Did you get this example? Beda dino khet ko, beda kheti khai. You have created a fencing around the field, but now that fencing is everywhere in your field. So you are deeply covered by the Maya at home, at workplace, in the bank account, in relationship, in the personal, professional, social life. You are gone. You are gone. Did you get this example?
Yeah, it's means that I can see only Maya around.
I can
I
only
cannot pass through.
My goodness, I see. So when I see Maya, I ask a wrong question. Should I not work? You are wrong. Who says you do not work? Do not marry. Who says do not marry? You can afford materially. You marry 100 wives, no problem. 100 husbands, no problem. So what happens when we are totally veiled and covered by the Maya and the delusion? We ask irrelevant questions and we deepen the force of the Maya again on our day to day living. बेड़ा दीनो खेत को बेड़ा खेत ही खाए तीन लोक संशय पड़ा काहे कहूँ मन जानत सब बात जानत ही अवगुण करे. What a beautiful way to explain what meditation is. Kabir, master, is saying that mind knows everything internally. There is an awareness where the mind knows I am in delusion or I am not. Man janat sab baat. Mind knows everything and still it commits a mistake. You are angry and upset because of your condition, because of you, because of your delusion. Why should I be upset? Man janat savad januti yogankar. Why should I be upset because you are upset? No, you are my honey. I should also be upset. So when you are hungry, I should also be hungry. When you have a difficulty breathing, I should also have a difficulty in breathing. This is attachment. This is emotional dependence. Oh my. मन जानत सब बात जानत ही अवगुण करे. Mind is aware of the fact I cannot eat for you, I cannot drink for you, I cannot bear the pain for you. Man janat, so still I commit the mistake. So what mistake I commit? I get attached, I create me and mine from where we have started our understanding. I create my house, my wife, my mind, etc. etc. Janati hi agun kari. even knowing I deliberately commit a mistake. Why? If I don't commit a mistake, society will say, no, no, you're not a good husband. You're not a good wife. You're not doing business rightly. You go on. Go on. जानत ही सब बात जानत ही अवगुण करे जानत ही I commit mistakes. And because I commit mistake, I call these mistakes as my capability, my ability, my talent, my intellectual understanding, my strength. So this coach was saying to me that, when I earned couple of millions of dollars, not million, he said around $1 million. Then the wife that who divorced me, she came to me, I accepted. I bought so and so car. I'm committing a mistake. So you bought a car for peace and happiness? Come on. Come on. So are you happy? I said, are you happy and do you have a peace of mind, or still you are struggling with peace and happiness? I'm still struggling. I said, I'm not getting coaching from you how to market myself. Not interested. I have to say, you told me if I am a good fit, then you will accept me. I will also check you whether you are a good fit or not. You're not a good fit. This is what is happening in our life. Have you seen those people? They say, oh, here is a big car that I bought. Here is a wonderful wife. Here is a beautiful family that I have. You see that? They want to show their success, their peace and happiness by possessing more and more.
Yeah.
So I commit a mistake first in suffering, and now I am ready for a suffering by demonstrating how much possessions I have to be happy. You're not happy. Your happiness lies in the possessions. I've already noticed. So that is what Kabir says, that man janat sab baat janat hi. Mind knows everything. That I can sleep for myself, I cannot sleep for you. And who knows, when you are sleeping, your honey or your relations are planning to take away everything from you. My goodness. Crazy stuff. But on the same side, remember, this is very important again, I remember one more point. That we should continue to live our personal, professional, social, family life, leaving the false eye or the delusion and the wrong notion. मन जानत सब बात जानत ही अवगुण करे काहे की कुशलात कर दिया कुंभई पड़े. Aha, last one is such a beautiful way to present. He says, so I committed mistake, and then I commit further mistakes to prove how much possessions I have that gives me the peace and happiness. It is something like you have a candle light and you fell into well. Well, you know well? In ancient days, to take the water, they dig
Ah,
the
yeah.
earth very deep down and they take the water out. So, what
Yep.
he says that you have a candlelight, here is a well, and you are still falling into the well. And that is why I say that Bill Gates lived loveless life. He has everything. He fell into the well. What a what a great way to present it. Man janat sab baat, mind knows everything because I am intelligent, hence I have to live wisely, but I stop living wisely. I stop living wisely because Maya has surrounded me, taken over me, it has covered everything, every thought, every speech, every action, every lifestyle. Man janat sab baat, janat hi ogun kare. I committed mistakes. So what is that mistake? Janat hi ogun kare. So what it says, man janat sab baat, janat hi ogun kare. Kahe ki kushrat. What kind of, are you really intelligent? Are you still living wisely? Okay, you're living wisely. So what you did, you have a candlelight, you have seen the well and you fell into the well. It is not living wisely. It is not living wisely. What a beautiful way. I love this. Kabir was a great master. He was only a weaver. And as a boy, he was found floating in the pouch of a river. And the weaver family uh, adopted him as a son.
Weaver. What is weaver?
Weaver who stitches clothes.
Washing the clothes.
No, not weaving. Who makes the cloth from the thread.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see.
He remained the weaver throughout his life. And not a single Indian who does not know who is Kabir. He debated with the great masters of his time. Man janat sab baat, janat hi agun kare. My knowing, I'm intelligent, I know what is right and good, but still I'm carried away by the instinctive, habitual, impure, deluded mind or false ego. Now, see, I'm using all these words. They are not different at a higher level. So, at a lower level, when we want to be a seeker, we have to start. Learn Viveka, learn Vairagya. But at a higher level, they all are same. मन जानत सब बात जानत ही अवगुण करे काहे ki kushlat. What, are you really capable? So the Kabir is asking, are you living wisely? Are you in your senses? Yes, I am in my senses. So why you fell into the well with a candlelight? Do you see the well directly here? Why you start fighting with others? That is the meaning. Why you feel in pain because you had projected $10,000, you only earned 5,000. Why you go to your honey and claim that I love you so much you don't love me? I can give you millions of examples of delusion. That we do it every day in one way or the other. Daughter, why you are not listening to me? Don't you see that I am paying you? I will stop paying you. Wrong approach. Wrong approach. Oh my God, I can give you millions and millions of examples. And then come to the personal level. Last week I had this surgery of the gums with the two teeth, and they have a root canal. So for 3 days, there was an extreme pain. My mind said, "Stop giving any session." I said, "Why? I am not the body. I am not suffering. Body is suffering. I am not the body. Let body suffer." The pain was reduced, and I gave all the lessons. Only there was little difficult. Nobody notices that I had pain, because I was smiling. Nothing happened. Now see the reverse. I am the body. I have a pain. I have a fever. I cannot do any activity. I cannot speak. You are already speaking. This is delusion. Do you see that? This is my unnecessary. We are suffering unnecessarily because we force ourselves to suffer, to build another layer of delusion. So if you have a pain, you cannot give any lesson, you cannot do your normal activity. There are chances that where you cannot perform, so take rest. But if you cannot do your normal activities, why you underwent a surgery? This pain is good for the future. You are doing something good to the body. Why you should suffer? Why should you suffer? No way. Why should I suffer? I did something good. I did it intentionally. I did it deliberately. And after doing it intentionally, I'm suffering. You should not have done it. This is what it means that I have a candlelight. I know here is a well and I fell into the well. Oh, no, I'm suffering. So we can say the entire lesson is all about discernment also. We are separating, we are removing the confusion, we are negating the wrong notion. So when you negate the wrong notion, you remove the delusion, you need not to worry, nothing is left. The existence will come into your mind because the false I is barring, is controlling, is stopping. No. Because you have removed the impurities, the entire existence will overwhelm your mind. Never ever think that when you are in a state of nothingness and emptiness, it is all the existence that welcomes you. We normally think nothingness, there should not be any thought, nothingness of the Buddha. So that is a projected nothingness created by the same false I, even though that nothingness is much better than you are overwhelmed with the thought. At least you have removed lot of wrong notions. That is why the mind projected says if there is no thought what I like, then you live into that loneliness. No, it's not loneliness. It is a step ahead. It is a step ahead. But if we continue to live into the same projected nothingness and loneliness, then I become more crazy. Then I say I have done the practice for 20 years, I experience nothingness when I practice meditation, but once I return from it, I live the same stressful life. That is projected. It means that we have a subtle level of delusion is also there. Otherwise, nothingness means completeness. There is no two. See, if there is a two, it is Maya. But even in nothingness, I create two. One is nothingness and one is me. you are the craziest person. It means that you have to still evolve. See that? So we reveal the knowledge. This is the way contemplation and reflection. We reveal the knowledge by understanding who am I not. So once you filter out who am I not, it's so easy. I give simple examples that you drive your car to the home, you start rejecting, negating what is not your home. So, in rejecting and negating, you don't feel anything. It's a casual. It's so casual. And you reach to your house, you stop your car there. You don't need to fight what you are leaving. But if you fight what you are leaving, falsehood, delusion, ignorance, impurities of the mind. You live in Pultava. That is very clear. So you start leaving the other cities, township, houses, streets, etc. But leaving that does not create any problem. How far is your house? Not just a 5 kilometers now. You see what you say? Only 5 kilometers. So your mind is there. Your mind is not fighting with the street. I have to leave this street, then only I can reach my house. This understanding is missing in the journey of the self discovery. That is why we cannot attain the highest state of mind.